It's like, it's false imprisonment. I can't get away. I can't get out. I can't get out of a store because these guys are blocking the door. Can't get to my car. When I'm in my car, they're surrounding my car. I can't see. They flash light bulbs. It's nighttime. Now I can't, my vision is impaired. It's high stress.
I've been shooting since the 80s, and celebrity photography has changed a lot. With big award shows, there are about 50, 60 guys in the pen, and they're all fighting for the same image. They're trying to get a headshot, great full-length fashion shot. They're screaming at the celebrities, trying to get eye contact into their camera. I, on the other hand, I'm outside the pen. I'm on the red carpet, where I go right up to them. I can make them pose for me, give me eye contact, or set up a shot. You'll talk to the PR people, and they'll even tell you flat out, we don't need all these photographers. It's just for camera and show. Basically, all we need is like 5 or 6 guys. But no, we want all these photographers here because it looks great on camera, and it makes it look more glamorous. It's Hollywood. If you look in the magazines and on all these websites and TV shows, you've seen all these celebrities, where does it really come from? The red carpet is just one piece of what's become a $1 billion a year industry.
I adore it. I think you will, too.
In the days of Hedda Hopper, at the premiere of something, you know, the studios would hire photographers, but it was gracefully waiting, may I take a picture? It was all agreed upon.
Client would walk in the room and say, hey, how'd you get all these photographers here, you know? Nobody bothered anybody. I didn't cross your fence, you didn't cross my fence.
Now, it's become something totally different.
Someone jumping over your wall, okay, your wall. You know, how is that not a clear line? You can't do that, right?
This is a perfect example. Mark and I getting married. We took every precaution and every measure so we could have a private moment. We decided to do it in the backyard, invite 20 people. They thought they were coming to a barbecue, so some of them are not even that dressed up.
And shorts and shit.
Mark built the runway.
Literally, hammer nails.
From Home Depot.
Because to get a contractor to do it, it would have been...
We couldn't trust anybody. We had to do it all ourselves, which is fine. It was actually a beautiful experience in its own way. But even with that, they found a way. Helicopter comes over right as I'm walking down the aisle. We couldn't hear each other making the vows. The people who were there couldn't hear our vows.
Till this day, I'm not sure if she said yes, because... Did you? You did, right?
We have to look at the tape.
Technically, you can get out of this. You know, because I never heard it.
But that place wasn't even sacred. Like, shouldn't our home at least be sacred?
Here at Getty Images, we're selling an image every single second. And within the news or editorial area, about 40% of all those images are entertainment images. I get the same names thrown at me. Oh, do you work with Annie Leibovitz? Do you work with Patrick Demarchelier? But the most published photographers in the world are the entertainment photographers. A lot of people may not have heard of them, but these folks are being published in the thousands and thousands every week.
Photographers. The difference in photographers. Well, I guess there's three kinds. You got the guys that you regularly see on the scene, like Kevin, the guys from Wire Image, where you see them at all the shows, you kind of become friends with them. You know, they're not looking for a bad shot, you know, they're looking for something interesting. Cool, no problem. And you got the stalkerazzis, you know, who go through anything to get a shot, who sit there like they're eating lunch with a bag with a big camera in it and whip it out on you like a moment's notice. And then some of the worst offenders are just the creepos with the cell phones. They're acting like they're looking for a number, you know. I'm buying a Boca burger, which I don't want anybody to know about. You know what I mean? I eat steaks and meat, I'm badass. You know, it's like I'm in the Boca burger section like, fuck. You know, something like that. You know, those people suck.
People with mobile phones and, you know, pictures of them, you know, you can't go anywhere without being photographed, basically, now. You have to be very, you have to accept it, you have to be aware of it, and you have to behave accordingly.
Now the regular citizens have become paparazzis. You're not safe anywhere. Anyone can sell you. Anyone can sell a piece of you.
The kind of fascination that we have with celebrities changed over time. We used to go and see movies in these amazing movie houses, many of which were not only built to look like palaces, were called palaces. And we would sit in the dark and we would watch these huge, larger-than-life people, idols that were literally like deities.
The first people who appeared in movies, their names weren't used. The audience had to make up their own names for these people. Mary Pickford, for instance, became known as the girl with the curls because the studios didn't promote them. They knew if they promoted them that they would have to pay them more. Pickford really changed that. Personally, she and her mother invented stardom and the percentage deal. The movie makes so much money, I make so much money. Unheard of, unthinkable. And she married Douglas Fairbanks, who, on the male side, did the same thing.
Back when Hollywood was in its golden age, it was glamorous and beautiful and mysterious, and you wondered how they lived. And if they did a spread in somebody's house, it was just so special. And now we're so exposed, there's no mystery.
Today, celebrity is an industry, and in every industry you have raw material. And the raw material in the celebrity industry is an actual body, an actual flesh and blood person who has feelings, has emotions, has a family. That raw material is shaped. You have to look a certain way. So they have a stylist and a publicist and a manager and an agent that help form the raw material into the finished product. Second of all, you have authorized publicity. Things that the celebrity and his or her publicist have decided will become part of this person's image. Interviews, magazine covers, the actual films and products in which the star appears. And then you have the unauthorized publicity, which is paparazzi photography and gossip, unsanctioned, but at the same time, it still contributes to the formation of the image. Next, media takes this image and gives it to the consumer. As far as outlets, there's print, there's television, and there's online. So some of the authorized outlets would be People, Entertainment Tonight, Extra, Access Hollywood, and then a star's website or a star's fan club. Unauthorized, in print, we have In Touch and Life and Style. There's gossip blogs like TMZ, Perez Hilton, Delisted, and Gawker. So bottom line, all these different players, they're all interconnected and symbiotic on one another.
Watch your cars behind you guys. Have a great day. I don't know who that was. Do you know?
Pretty hot.
Who is it?
There she is, look.
Oh, yeah, nice. And she sells?
Oh, fuck yeah, she sells. yeah, she sells, for sure.
Usually they run, what, $250, $500? Truthfully, usually they're
$50, $250. It's as much as $250,000.
How's Keyshawn Johnson?
Because here's the deal. You may get nothing today, but you may come today or tomorrow and make more in one day than most make in a year. For the love of the game.
The problem is, it has to be the most audacious, the most outrageous, the most intrusive behavior may get the most saleable shot. The agencies are trying to get that, to sell them to magazines or video outlets that will pay money for it. And the public buys the magazines and watches the show, so it's that whole cycle. Part of the game is to provoke a reaction.
Get back, guys.
Best thing that happen is somebody will take a swing at them. You know, or start pushing or screaming. That's a better shot. Makes more money.
They usually bring up ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, and say stuff about Pam, or there's not too much they can really say to get my goat. It's more invading your space, getting in your face. You're like, wait a minute, I don't know you, dude. You're gonna come at me and try to get a reaction? There's my reaction. We're all good.
Well, I've given them one or two of those in my time. But now you just have to know that that's the photograph that they want. And it's, you know, you just have to not give it to them.
What they're trying to do is provoke you. Like, oh, you were voted worst this or that. And if they do provoke you, they have won. And you have lost.
Me, on the other hand.
Yeah. Mark doesn't have as much of a tolerance for that stuff. So we try not to put him in those situations too often.
They kind of want Lindsay Lohan to melt down in public. So they've got their photograph.
This week in the Celebrity Spotlight, Lindsay Lohan is jailbound.
And, you know, half the time she gives them the thing they want. And it's very sad because it's like, this girl was a good actress. She had talent. She made records, you know. And now it's kind of, she's become their toy. And it's frightening.
There is a uniquely American sport called grandicide. We build someone up to spectacular heights in order to tear them down.
It's a vicious cycle. You build up, you break them down, next thing you know, this person comes back again. Next thing you know, break them down again. You know, you just sit back and watch.
I know it's only a couple days in, but they say it's going to go #1.
Whose shocking private life became an international soap opera.
Questioning whether she could be a good mother.
Self-destructive cocktail of courtrooms, psych wards, and paparazzi.
That moment of her just looking in the camera and shaving her head was such an powerful moment. It was like, fuck you guys. I mean, there was something about it that was just, fuck you. You know, I mean, she had enough. She broke in front of us, all of our eyes, and then the people captured that, but it was really sad to me.
People used to be able to develop kind of quietly, and if they made mistakes, the whole world didn't know about them.
Gee, Mickey, we don't know how lucky we are.
But that's not the way it is anymore. Now, really horrible behavior and people who are definitely in trouble and need help are often just seen as people who are supposed to entertain you.
This is a mess.